Going forward in the future, I would recommend that when you're doing something at the scale that Hume embarked on, the approach that we took by bringing in HRG as a local business and having the local knowledge of communities and other service providers and stakeholders really benefited Hume. And our Hume Community Housing engaged Hunter Recruitment Group as we prepared to deliver on the largest housing stock transfer in partnership with New South Wales State Government. That Hume as an organisation were doubling in size, which was a fantastic achievement for us, but meant a lot of planning and preparing and we would be recruiting over 40 new employees into the organisation in a region that we were not known in. We were deepening our footprint and moving from a metro area into a regional area, and as part of that process we wanted to work with local partners and make sure that we had a sense of the community and the capabilities of individuals so that we could recruit the best. On liaising with Hunter Recruitment Group, we really liked the process that they would embark on and the recruitment strategy that we would undertake. As part of that recruitment strategy, Hume were also embarking on an organisational redesign. So when we initially started our recruitment campaign, we worked closely with the Hunter Recruitment team alongside Craig and Lenny to put in a really robust plan and prioritise the positions that we wanted to recruit in the first place, and we looked at the approach we wanted to take. What we really appreciated with Craig and Lenny was actually their ability to be so flexible and adaptable for us, because it was quite challenging to confirm the positions, the role descriptions and the titles of the positions as we were finalising our organisational redesign. One of the positives around this was the way that we could engage across the organisation with Craig and Lenny to get them to understand our existing team and the positions and the services that we offered as an organisation, to help design the profiles of the candidates that we would be looking for, in order to make sure that we were bringing in the correct knowledge, experience and skill sets, and also for those that would be aligned to Hume's values. We're a values-driven organisation. The next part of the scope for the structure was how we would do the recruitment at scale. As we've said before, it's over 40 positions and they ranged from frontline service to specialised services, and again building that awareness and knowledge of those positions and the scale, because it went from one position to perhaps a team of 5 or 6 or 7, meant that we were doing numerous recruitment campaigns. The approach that Craig and Lenny took around the shortlisting and the advertising was really unique and innovative for us. Using the video approach really got us to see people in person and understand what was driving them and how they would respond to initial candidate questions. Gave Hume a real insight into the approaches that were being taken that was away from the standard practice of resumes and cover letters. Whilst we still utilised that, bringing in the videos was a really good approach and allowed us to see people and individuals and their styles, which helped us in that next stage of face-to-face interviews. Throughout the approach, it was very efficient and very professional, and we built up a really good relationship. And I think that given the scale of what we were doing and doubling the size of the organisation, the partnership that we developed and the transition into Hunter was seamless, and that was just definitely through the relationship that we had built with Craig and Lenny. We've really appreciated the expertise that HRG have brought to us, and the learnings and sharings that we've found from that partnership, and we hope to make that one of the future ongoing, and that we can certainly advocate for them in their professionalism, and the skill set that has been brought into our organisation has been amazing. We've now got a fantastic team who collaborate well, and we've set out to achieve One Hume as one of the priorities as part of our growth strategy, knowing that we're now across two different areas have been metro and regional, and we want to embed the same culture, and we feel that we've delivered that through our org redesign and through the skill sets and the fantastic calibre of candidates that have came through, and that couldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the work that HRG have done in understanding our business needs and also being able to identify and shortlist the correct candidates that fit with our organisation and our values alignment. So we highly recommend HRG.